Welcome back to another episode of Out of the Dark and Into the Light. Today we're going to be reviewing the Hot Toys Ant-Man and Wasp Ant-Man 1/6 scale figure. This obviously has the infamous Paul Rudd head. So pretty excited to actually see that. Hopefully it's not as bad as people say or what the pictures look like online. But stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Alright. Taking a look at the art box. Pretty nice. Love the red. Kind of got a little holographic look to the Ant-Man logo, as well as the Ant-Man and Wasp. Bottom, top. Yeah, looks like shipping had an issue on this particular unit. Sides. Alright, so we can get this bad boy open. So insert. Okay. There's the Paul Rudd head. Little Ant-Man. Isn't that quaint? Alright, well, again, let's go ahead and get him out of the box, get all the plastic off of him, and avoid having all that crazy sound on camera. So stand by, we'll be right back. Alright, we have Ant-Man out of the box. So he doesn't come with a whole ton of accessories, but I think the accessories he does come with is fairly neat. So we of course have the Ant-Man himself. Pretty cool, you can actually see the zipper in there. And if you take off the headpiece, I've already done the Liberty. You can add the batteries in. You have a nice light up feature where you can actually see pretty fairly well into the helmet. So super nice on that. Don't leave those batteries in, they tend to never last that long. It does come with the mini laboratory. This pops out and we can add in the briefcase holder. Let's go ahead and struggle with that for a moment. Let's see if we can get that in. Snug. But fairly easy. Okay. The base. Scott Lang. A little picture of him growing from small or bouncing backwards if you want to go with the traditional V backwards films, which are kind of annoying. And then crotch stand. Okay, he does come with a miniature of himself. Let's get in real close if we can with some light. Not too bad. Okay, he does have his shrinking and growing devices. 2 hands, grabbing hands, and for the shrinking and growing, pretty nice. And for the back of his head sculpt, partially opened helmet. Now for the big reveal. the Paul Rudd head. Honestly, not too bad, but you could use some shading in the mouth. I think it's the white of the teeth with no perceivable depth that really draws the eye towards the mouth unnecessarily. We'll see if we can't do something about that. Alright. Not too bad. Alright. He does come with another backdrop. Again, not a fan of these, but pretty cool. So, alright, after the fiasco of opening, let's go ahead and do some posing and get some use out of this figure and see what he can do. Well, I decided to go ahead and give it a whirl, and we're going to see if we can't correct some of that shadow. So, we'll cue some music, and we'll see if we can destroy a head sculpt. closing review feedback. So, I mean, overall, I'm super pleased with them. I actually might pick up the Wasp if I can from Pop Collectibles. But let's start off with the little guy. Super impressed by just the detail. You really can't see it much on camera, but for a small piece as it is, it looks like AntMan. So super cool about that. Obviously, Paul Rudd, he does have a very happy face, but when I was painting it, my audio cut out. So what I did was thin down miniature model paint. I got a dark gray and just with some alcohol, but my understanding is to use lighter fluid. It's actually a bit better, and it looks good. I'm pleased with the outcome. Took quite a bit to wipe my stuff off. I didn't have the proper size brush, but what I'll likely do is go in and kind of shave away some grooves on where I want the paint to flow, and really water it down, and or not water it down, but use the lighter fluid to thin it out enough to where it's just going to flow without really marking or doing much to the lips and the actual white of the teeth, which I struggled a bit to actually get off when I made some mistakes there. But I'm pleased with the outcome. There's some shading with the above the bottom lip and under the top lip and the corners and a little bit between the teeth. So I think it makes his smile a bit more realistic. I failed to do a little round table with his accessory neck piece. So I'm just going to go ahead and show it off here. Actually looks pretty nice. I dig it. It just slides in. Nothing fancy. Slid in earlier, easier earlier. There we go. Just don't force it. Okay. Super excited about the actual suit. It does look like it's like a carbon fiber material, very durable. Super crimson red. It's definitely got a pop to it. You can see a zipper in his back, which is pretty cool. The right hand, though, you kind of have to pose it with his device just sitting in there. It is not pinched down like the one on the left. So it's almost like, oh, I'm about to go ahead and use it to either grow or shrink. So just be mindful of that. We'll go ahead and take a second here to see if we can get him into the pose of on Sideshow, the one that everybody's like, oh my god, I don't know if he can even do that, or if they had to use a stunt prop or whatnot. I won't switch out his right hand to do that, but we'll leave his left hand as is, and we can see just, I guess, how bendable he is, and can we get him into the position. So his leg is pretty far out to the side, so we'll gently move it that way, get it up. Now his body is pushed over, and I know we're using Paul Rudd's head, but we'll switch it out if we actually are successful here. But right, we get his leg out far enough, and his foot facing forward, and then his leg bent. if we do that, and smooth that out and twist, and move the knee pad over. We can go ahead and push the arm down, pull the arm back, and let's see if we can't get him into that specific position. And I think that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and switch out with the head. Pops off pretty straightforward. All right. So, quite honestly, I think you can get him into that position shown on Sideshow. So it just takes a bit of a maneuvering. I don't think that you do anything special other than be gentle with the joints and maneuver the cloth around it. So it actually looks pretty nice. Yeah, I think he fits that quite well. So, all right. I always have my trusty notebook here. Well, not always, but I'm beginning because I'm forgetting what to tell you guys. So, we've touched on the neck piece, the touch button. He does not come with a hand to hold his shrinked building. So, there's nothing really to grip onto it with. It's more of a side prop, lean up against something, but there's nothing really to carry it behind him. So that's a bit odd considering the accessory, but it's cool to have. I do really enjoy his light up head. He does have enough luminescence, enough light up under the hood to actually see the sculpt behind there. And I'm obviously not going to take it apart to see if there is a full sculpt under there. More than likely it's just a portion of it, but it looks really nice. Yeah, I mean, I think overall he is a super figure. I definitely, like I said before, I wanted to pick up the Wasp, I think now, based off him. And I'm, even without readjusting the paint for Paul Rudd's smile, I think people give it more, give it a harder time than necessary. I mean, the likeness is definitely there, and all in all, it's a great smile. He's a cool dude. I'm not real worried about it one way or the other, whether or not I continue to try and adjust it. I think with the minor adjustments I did with Shadow, I'm more pleased right now than I was initially. So maybe my interpretation is a bit more skewed. So, all right, well, I think that does it for this review. So I appreciate you watching another Out of the Dark and Into the Light, and We'll have more for you next time. Stay tuned. Thank you.